Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play 7th Saga. This is Mysterious JG, and we're still trying to figure out how the heck to get to where Gorsia or Gariso or whoever the hell he is the guy who sent us into the past, but that was in the future. So, I mean, when we find him here, is he even going to know who we are? I don't know, folks, but he's in the present, messing up our shit, killing the people that we know from that time, and destroying the towns that we visited, that we came to know and love, and it's a bad scene, man. Bad scene. But we're able to get away from his flaming blue guys, so that's pretty cool. Doo-doo is flaming blue guys. I don't know how we're meant to figure out which floor. Well, okay, this would appear to be the right way. Maybe not. No, don't encounter more enemies, damn it. Use that guide to mark the second floor. Alright, maybe we do have to go down the stairs here. I saw stairs down, I was like, no, we don't want to go down, we want to go up, but maybe not, maybe we do want to go down. Wait, are you going to tell us we're on the second floor? No, we're back on the first floor, damn it! Okay, the top left appears to be the way to go on this floor. Then this guy says, leave me here to mark the second floor. So the top left, if we get to the first floor by mistake. What happens if we go on the top right? That is a stair down. Crap. Now we've ended up back on the first floor again, so let's go here. To get to the second floor. I figured it out, folks. If you go in the wrong door, you go back to the first floor. So now it should be here. That guy is there to tell us that he's on the second floor. It's really nice that he told us that, because it's helping kind of a lot, actually. But that was the wrong way, which means he won't be there. No, he is still there. Okay. It's only if we go to a room that has stairs on it that we can end up on the wrong floor. So I think that guy's still going to be there. Okay. It's only when you get the corner rooms are the only ones that will cause you to change floors. Excellent. Do not... Ah, damn it, I didn't want to encounter guys. But I can run away from anyone with ease, which is really handy at this point. So now I should be on the third floor. And that guy goes guh should be up there going guh. Good. So let's try the bottom left-hand corner. Because I think when we went to the top left, it, yes! We are on the right track, folks. I don't know how many floors worth of this crap we're going to have to put up with. Thanks to save states, we won't have to do too much, recycling or revisiting of this. No, that was the wrong way. And now, thanks to save states, I don't have to accept that. Although, really, since we can run away from everyone, all I'm doing is just saving a lot of backtracking. No, we want bottom right, apparently. At some point, the trick may be that you have to come out of a room and then go right back into the same room. And that might be the trick here, actually. It is the trick here. You go into a room and then you go right back in there again, and this time it's the way up. Okay. Well, let's just keep going. This game has got to be over soon, folks. Whoa, this looks different. This looks very different. Last chance to find out what you things are called, and I don't care. I'm sure there are facts about this game. Let's see what's at the end of this hallway. I underestimated you, foolish mortal, but now I will stop you forever. You should have stayed in the future. If you had, you would have known me there as the one power on this planet. Well, you sent us back here. I mean, it's not like we wanted to come. Ha ha ha, go to the Dark World. Is the Dark World going to be the exact same map as this one? Possible with a palette swap? Okay. Let's go ahead and save, and let's start using runes. I think the wizard rune is the one that we don't ever get to use. And yes, that makes him visible, which is important, I think. Didn't work. Now they said that the water rune would cut his life and decrease his dark power or something. Nothing happened. Oh. Apparently that wasn't the one we were supposed to use. Let's try the moon rune. Nothing happened. Maybe we were supposed to use the sky rune. Nothing happened. Oh shit. Apparently you do have to use them in a specific order. Well, crap, I don't know what order we're meant to use them in. The light rune? Alright, that actually did something, so that's good. Now let's try the water rune now. And then we can try the... So what do? We did wizard, light, water. Now let's try doing, moon. And he's gonna magically kick our ass. And hope that he doesn't... We've got an item. So I'm glad when he uses that, because that's basically a waste of a turn. Alright, so we use, let me see, we use wizard, light, then we used water and moon. So what have we got left? Wind, sky, and star. Let's use star next. And then we can use wind and sky, right? Let's use sky. And he punches you really hard. I'll heal old Van up. And old Van will use... What's the last one we didn't use? God damn it, I've forgotten. I think wind we haven't used yet. That lowers his agility, which we kind of didn't care about that much. And just for the hell of it, let's try using wizard one more time. Good, it actually did something. No, I didn't mean to defend with her. I meant to cast power on him, but oh well. He's not in a very good way right now. Let's still cast power on him, and he'll cast heal himself when it's his turn. Oh, I didn't cast, like, defense up or anything like that. That's part of the reason we're having problems. You can lay the smackdown on her. Cast defense on ourselves. That would be a very good idea. I should have done that. They couldn't have done it too much earlier, but... Oh, good. He's got death spells. Although I've got lots and lots of harps, so that shouldn't be a problem. And I believe the battle is now pretty much in hand. I think we've pretty much got it from this point on. I'd be getting a little optimistic by using power instead of healing her, but... I don't think Vacuum or Vacuum 2 is going to be very useful here, but... So he's just some kind of, like, big aquamarine dude with chains on his back, huh? Who dodged our attack. And he's now fighting like a normal enemy now that we've done all the rune stuff on him, so that's good. And I've got lots and lots of items to heal and restore mana points with, so I can be pretty wasteful with the magic here. His magic defense is just never going to be as good as hers is, so we gotta live with that. Harp prevented or didn't work? Harp prevented. We got 8 of those left, folks. Bear that in mind. Yeah, alright, so this is Gorsia / Gariso, one or the other. And he's, striking muscle poses with his phantom arm to destroy us. Occasionally using lightning death magic out of his crotch. He came from the Dark World, and he wants to destroy or something. Never really got a good handle of what's going on with this guy, but... I'm pretty much out of magic now. He doesn't seem to be able to heal himself, which is handy. He may be out of magic. He used all of his magic to make all those chains grow out of his back. Get ready for the Monarch of the Sea, motherfucker! Yeah. And less than celebratory music plays. This is the weird music that played when we defeated him before and we got sent to the past. That I was talking about, but you couldn't really hear. So you got to hear it after all. And it had this weird Middle Eastern flavor to it. No idea what is going on in this game. Did we win or not? It seems to go on for forever without repeating, as I recall. But no, we defeated Gorsia, or possibly Gariso. Whichever one we defeated the other one earlier, so we've defeated them both at this point. Just want you to hear this full, awesome, and bizarre battle music. Okay, now it's gonna recycle. I'll make you pay for this, Asuna. If I go down, I'll take you with me. What? You'll never win. I'll be back. Sorrow, we shall meet again. What about me? Oh, well, I guess I shouldn't be complaining. He killed Asuna. That doesn't seem very nice. Asuna, I'm grateful that you fulfilled my wishes. You've saved the people of this world. Gorsia has destroyed your flesh, but I will not let you die. I will give you my flesh, and you will be reborn as my descendant. Wait, so this is like your dad or something? There's a magical drop of stuff. How extraordinary! A child is appearing in the light. Sorrow is sending his child to us. Oh, Sorrow is like God! Okay, I didn't really get that before. We shall name him Lemuel. But wait, she was a girl. It is our responsibility to record these fights on the stone tablet. History of these fights on the stone tablet, so this child will not succumb to the dark power when it reappears in the future. Wait, so this time Lemuel won't grow up and be taken over by darkness, or are we in a time loop? Game planner boo. Oh, what the fuck? So, they turn Asuna from an elven girl into, like, a human male. Alright, fine, I can deal with that. There's, see, now that's what it would have looked like if we could have fought the, Camille, which, of course, we didn't. So, she's reborn as Lamille. Now, when they said we should write this down on the stone tablets, are they trying to tell us that this time she will not be possessed by darkness, become Lamille, become Gariso, send the people out to get the runes, have the runes collected back, they get sent to the past, and be forced to fight that guy again? Like, we're not in a time loop? Or are we in a time loop? I don't get it. And what happens to Olvan? Now, I was joking around about how Olvan's so freaking old. He was probably a young man 1,000 years ago when they fought Gorsia, but now he's old. Is he going to live another 1,000 years? Is he going to... Maybe he is the same guy. He just keeps getting older and older, but now he's senile. So by the time the quest starts again, he doesn't remember what's going on. There's Asuna, looking all hot and elven-y. This is what it would have looked like if we had to fight against her. She would have occasionally karate chopped at us. She would have occasionally, is she going to cast magic at us? Yes. And that's... Yes, that's Asuna. Thank you, drive-thru. Maybe there'll be a post-credits explanation. A little post-credit bit of stuff to explain. Woomy we've already fought, so none of this animation will be new to us. With his Falcon Punch! And his fire casting, where it kind of looks like he's taking a dump. I don't want to dwell on jokes like that, folks, but every so often a character just appears to glow with power while taking a dump in front of you, and you gotta say something. It's like, you know, yeah, you're not witty if you point out that in Dragon Ball Z everyone crouches over and goes, and it could be that they're taking a dump. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't look like they're taking a dump when they do that. There's Lux the Tetujin with his power punch. Only character to show up in the sequel, although it's not probably meant to be the same Tetujin. So this is it, folks. We defeated Gorsia, we died, we were reborn as a different person in our own time. And a bunch of weird bearded men are gonna... We may or may not, depending on how we're meant to read that translation, they may or may not prevent us from being taken over again. But I think this game has just thrown us into a frickin' time loop. And I sure as hell ain't LPing it again, so maybe if you beat it with every character, you unlock the power to defeat Gariso for good, but considering how little of an impression that villain actually leaves on you, even if that were true, and it's totally something I just made up, it sure as hell wouldn't be worth it. I mean, some RPGs have great villains that you really can get behind defeating. This was based upon Elnard. Copyright 1992 Enix, 1992 Produce. Thank you, Elnard, for making us laugh about being trapped in a time loop again. Enix, you've done better. I mean, I'm shitting all over this game. It wasn't horrible. Well, it kind of was, but I mean, it had its up points. It was... I kind of, through the magic of emulation and being able to fast forward in regular fights, I skipped a lot of... you didn't have to see a lot of the off-screen leveling. But it's a very challenging game. If you like these SNES JRPGs, and you just find that Final Fantasy gives you way too many... Final Fantasy games are just too easy. There's so many different super-powered items you can get that the boss fights are never really that challenging, and they throw in a couple of optional ones, like Omega Weapon fights, to make it interesting, but anything that's in the standard plot, you don't have to be very good to beat. This game makes things kind of difficult, but that doesn't necessarily make it fun. So, let's see here. Is this all we're gonna get? There's nothing else. That's it. That's the ending, folks. Wow. Was that worth it? I'll turn the music down here so I don't lose my mind. And I'll keep this thing going just in case something happens. But alright, let's do a little review. My first LP I did was Tecmo Secret of the Stars. Ending was, like everything else in the game, horribly translated from Japanese and kind of silly and ridiculous. But they did. They attempted to create some drama. You know, spoilers if you haven't watched it yet, but the Aquitalians are like... they're being told that they can leave on a spaceship and fly off into the stars, which is in some weird way where they're supposed to be from the stars, but they decide, and then the people in the town that they were in were like sad that they were going to go, but then at the end they come back and they stay and they live happy lives in the world that they helped to save, and that's an ending. If that's an ending. Paladin's Quest, you have this ending where it actually isn't really much of a story ending, because you just sort of go to this building where you talk to a bunch of people who congratulate you, but there are quite a few of them. You get to control your own movements during the ending. And they raise some interesting questions that they kind of hint at being answered in a sequel of some sort, like, why are relations so bad between the North and South continent? What's the true secret behind this planet? Yeah, and well, I don't know if the sequel answers those questions or not, and American players were kind of gypped because the sequel never came over to the States anyway. Yeah, I mean, it was an ending. It was sort of interesting. What else have I LP'd? I LP'd Lufia and the Fortress of Doom, which, yeah, that certainly had an ending. That had an ending that was, like, by the standards of JRPGs, even today, that ending had, some characters had emotional journeys that they went on, and that one I can't spoil too much, but, yeah, there was, like, the hero and his love interest and stuff was going on, and it had a real story, a real ending. The Breath of Fire 1 ending was it was a super anticlimax if you didn't get the good ending, but if you did get the good ending, it was still pretty much just you saying goodbye to your companions and traveling home, and yeah, it wasn't much of an ending, but it was more than just Breath of Fire 2 had 2 endings and they were both pretty solid. This game, however, just you turn into a little baby and someone's like, we will raise this baby and we will not let this happen again, and that's the freaking ending. We were promised that when we got those 7 runes together, we were going to have, like, ultimate power and glory, folks. That was just a load. And if you played this game, because I played it, I LP'd it, well, I didn't LP it, I played it on an emulator with Lejays. Apparently that was my first mistake. He's, like, the hardest character to win the game with. And I tried to team him up with Wilmy because I thought it would be more interesting than using the more standard characters. And apparently that was also a problem. Like, these are 2 characters the game, really hard games, even harder with them. But, yeah, when you play as Lejays and Wilmy, you get exactly the same ending. He's a demon, but they turn him into a human baby, and he becomes Lamille, and he will be raised. It's like, what the fuck? What's the point of having all these different characters that you can play as? The biggest change in the story is whether or not you go into a lake and find a dinosaur submarine, or if you just take a boat, depending on which character you choose. That's how you get to the North Continent. There's other little things in there that make it different. Yeah, but the ending isn't affected at all. I could get behind that if the ending was like the story, the plot was driving so hard towards this ending that it was important that the story resolve itself in this way because it would be the only satisfactory conclusion. Don't think you can argue we have the satisfactory conclusion in this game, folks. Oh. Yeah, don't want to start dwelling on this anymore, or I'll start sending hate mails to the people who suggested I do this. I was going to do tactics. I ended up doing this instead. If I did tactics, I'd still be at it. If I did tactics, frankly, I'd be completely overwhelmed. Trying to keep that LP going while doing Romance of the Three Kingdoms would have been insane. But, this one's over. I have to figure out what RPG I want to do next, or if I even want to do another RPG before I've gotten one of the way too many Let's Plays that are going now finished. I think whatever RPG I do next, I'll end up calling my 100 subscriber special anyway, even though there was no real clear-cut winner when I asked people for votes on that, so I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know, folks. One thing I know for sure is that this has been Let's Play 7th Saga on the Mysterious JG, and the really sad thing about this is that I kind of like the idea of Asuna as the heroine and Olvan as the sidekick, but there was just so little to react to in this game that other than Olvan going around and doing "I'm the monarch of the sea" in the John Rhys Davies voice, these might be the 2 most forgettable Let's Play heroes since Cody and Leona and Dan from Tecmo Secret of the Stars. It's very sad, folks. Very, very sad indeed. Go check out ZeZeZeZerfall's LP of Mystic Arc, which so far appears to be just a much more entertaining and fun game than this one was. And give me some small amount of credit. I did not do the solo player challenge, which you can do. It's possible to win this game without having 2 members to your party. But I did win the game fair and square. I, used an emulator to make the leveling up go faster, but I didn't do anything that I couldn't have done on the Super NES or the cartridge if I had just put a huge amount of time into it. I won the game without using the codes to make it easier. So, hey, mad props to me. I apparently have so little going on in my life, I can pull off 7th Saga. Ugh. But what else could we have coming out of this game but a sad thought to close it? Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Tune in for my next LP. My next LP, I'm going to play an RPG. Even if I play an RPG that is objectively bad, I'm going to make sure that I play an RPG that's actually fun next. So, tune in for that, folks. Bye-bye.